Hey guys, it's Flames Trading here today. So this is week 4 of my $10,000 to $100,000 challenge. And currently this week was a really nice week. It was a 4-day week, short week, but we had a lot of green in the market. As you can see from this heat map, a lot of the stuff in the market was green. And this is really nice. And this is similar sentiment to my portfolio for this week. If you are new here, we are trying to save as much money as possible through smart investing and reducing costs as much as we can towards going towards that goal. In this video, we'll go ahead and look at what buys and sells I did during this week, how my portfolio is looking on my Google Sheets, as well as my watch list and my final thoughts on what's going to happen in the next week. In regards to the buys and sells I did during this week, to start off, we did buy on Monday for Well Health. Well Health dipped around $7.13, so I made the opportunity to buy them. I see them a lot more than this price that they were trading at, and we had a major sell-off on Monday, so I wanted to do some buying. Unfortunately, I didn't have that much cash, so I went and bought a couple shares. I bought more shares as well here on, I believe, Tuesday, when it dipped down even below to $7. This was one of the cheapest price I could get on it. I believe the only price it went below was $6.98, so I got a really good price for this. I bought 5 more shares there. I want to add a little bit more to my Well Health position as it is sizably small in my portfolio, and I see this company having a lot more potential than it's currently trading at. And telemedicine in the future is definitely good as well because people want to skip that appointment phase. So this company has a lot of potential. So what I did as well, I got dividends from CBE. I have sold this position a while ago, but I got it before I sold it after the ex dividend, so I got that dividend right now. Also looking at my HUV position, I've been talking a lot about this position. So this is basically what I'm doing to short the market. So I talked about my potential gains in my previous video as well, and why I'm doing this in the market crash video. But basically, I see this play at least going 2 times or 3 times. That's trading at a major discount as well, and I've been adding on to this discount price. And I see this play just being really good play for the long term, and I'm going to be adding at least 10% of my portfolio, and that's basically like cash. When the market dips, I'll sell it and I'll buy back on my bull position because I'm a long-term bull. So looking at my portfolio, we can see that there was major changes as well during the week. I've added a section for change percentage as well on this portfolio, as well as some of my price targets that I have for the end of the year. So if you go ahead and look at what I did, so I've also added a trim section for solar. So I'm thinking about trimming a bit of my position in it at around 50 cents, and when it reaches that target, then I can maybe buy back at a cheaper price down the road. But that's what I'm thinking about. Same is the case for NVCN. I'm thinking about trimming my position a bit. The conviction I had in these plays is a lot less compared to what I had before, and I see that there's better players I can put my investment in, so that's what I'm thinking about right now. Same is the case for Magna and Lightspeed. I've talked about why I wanted to sell these and what I will be doing. So I've added Wix. This is on buy section for me now. I'm trying to buy as soon as it drops because it's at all-time lows. I'm going to be adding onto this position during this week, as well as I have cash now available now, so I'm going to go ahead and make investments with my cash. I talked about how I got this cash earlier with my sale of Ethereum, so I won't go into too much detail, but that's how I got some of this cash, and I'm going to be making some of the plays in my watch list throughout this cash. So when looking at my total gain for this week, we are at a gain of, and overall we are gaining $331.94. That's our total earnings, and the change was pretty big because we were in the negative last week. Now looking at the losses from last week and what we earned this week, we gained total almost around $700. So pretty big week, and it was a pretty short week too, but good amount of gains. Looking good there. So let's go ahead and dive into my portfolio breakdown. As you can see, Idenomics is still my largest position. Last week I had crypto as my second biggest. Now I have cash. I will be using this cash during this week to acquire some of the things in my watch list. But I just want to talk a little bit about Idenomics. Idenomics had a really good run this week. Earnings were positive, and there was 600% growth in terms of the EV section. So, and that's still without some of the acquisitions that they did, which aren't included. So they have a revenue growth definitely for this 2021 and the next earnings report that comes out. They also have $330 million in cash, so that's going to lead to more acquisitions. And then once those acquisition news comes out, it's going to go ahead and raise the share price. So definitely, I had the opportunity to sell this play around $600 in profit. I waited. I plan on holding for a bit. Hopefully, we'll be able to double this price, and it should be pretty possible as well because it's a really undervalued EV play, and they have a lot of cash on hand, and they plan on using this cash to expand the EV section. So we can see that Enthusiast Gaming is one of my largest positions. Dividend split 15, which is my dividend play. I should be getting dividend this week, and that should be around $10, so that's going to be really nice as well. And then H2O, Standard Lithium, GRN, Green Lane Renewables, and as you can see, I've been adding on to my Well Health position. That's been increasing. They had a really big dip this week, around $7. So I've been adding on to them. I know they're worth at least $10. With even when the pandemic is over, there's still gonna be demand for them. So people would want to skip the appointment. So I still see this play going up, and I plan on holding for a bit longer. I've been also adding a little bit to Cineplex. I want to see Cineplex go up, and within Ontario, they basically said that there's a lockdown going on, so that's made the share price go down. But Cineplex is still going to be a major play coming in summer, and once there's recovery rates are going up, so we can see definitely a huge play. This is a good swing play for now at least. But if it dips below $10 or $11, I might think of adding more to this position. Looking at sector, you can see that technology sector is my highest, and that's where my portfolio is mostly based off of. This kind of has to do with the fact that Ideanomics is one of my biggest plays, and then we can see communication sector as being my second largest, cash as well, and then we have a lot of stocks in renewable energy because renewable energy is the future. If you want to tackle climate change, you really need stocks in this, and solar stocks as well as other green stocks are always going to increase with the change from oil as well as other sectors to renewable energies. Dividend, I am at currently 6.6%. So the reason I don't have too much dividend is because I'm focusing on growth stocks, and once I have a lot of income generated, then I will be adding on to my dividend stocks because there's more money. I just think that growth stocks have more potential to grow as opposed to the 15% I'm getting from my dividend annually. So ETFs are 2%. I made my crypto holding a lot smaller. So the reason being, I talked a little bit about this before, but I see that crypto is leveraged really high up, and I think it's really overvalued, and I see it going down. So using that opportunity when it goes down, I will be adding on to my crypto position. Industries is at 3.6, a little bit less than the rest, but it is a sizable position, and materials are 9.2%. So the only oil and gas play I have is Suncor, and it's a pretty small play. I will be, as you can see, selling it in the future, so that will be gone as well. I do have a good amount of cash. I'm thinking about adding a little bit. I talked about this in my last video about the market crash. Some of this cash is going to go towards my shorting positions, so that's what I will be doing. As the economy grows up, my shorting position is going to be better, and I'm going to be basically buying the dip on the short. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright guys, looking at my watch list, I still have FFN, DFN, and DGS as my dividend stocks. So we did see a little bit of a dip as these stocks got their dividends and their PO went down, so they're dropping a bit. But they're still not the price targets that I do want them: $6, $7, and $4. So we're just going to be waiting until they drop, and then we'll be buying some of these dividend stocks. In terms of my growth stocks, I did add a little bit more. So I still have PBS. I'm still waiting for a little bit less. It went up a bit, so we're still going to be waiting on that. Same thing with Southern Energy Company, and I did have an opportunity to buy CIN and CIH and Icon, excuse me, but I'm still waiting a little bit less, and they did have earnings coming out, so there was a little bit speculative as well, and so I'm just gonna wait. Probably I'm gonna buy a bit with the cash that I have right now, these two plays, and then I'm looking for ARC as well to go down. And this is another good ETF that I found out about, HSU. It's basically the S&P, but it's times 2. So you get a lot more gains from this, And this is actually one of the really insane ETF. You just want to get and it's a Canadian ETF, so you don't have to pay in USD, and it gives you a US exposure. So definitely want to look into this, and if it drops down a bit, I'm going to be adding on to this as well. And then HEO is another wonderful company that I have high conviction in, so I want to add a bit more to this. So that's what I'm waiting for a bit cheaper. It has been dropping compared to what it was last week, so I might be able to get this. Same thing for my Cineplex. Cineplex is a really good play for the summer and a swing trade that I might want to do. Not long term though, because they have lost a lot of money in this past few years. So, but same thing with Rolls Royce. So what happened in Europe was prices dropped, so I'm still waiting on this part. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. So this is week 4 of my challenge from $10,000 to $200,000. So this week is went pretty nicely, good rebound in the market, and we're expecting a little bit of bullish sentiment for the future weeks. So we have to look towards U.S. labor for this Monday, as well as what happens in this upcoming week. So these are some of my plays on the watch list. So in the future, I'll be making some technical analysis video, but what we can see quickly from this QQQ levels is we passed this 244 mark. This is our all-time high. This was where the resistance was. So now that we have passed this, we're probably going to see a little bit up and then rebound and then probably up because we have broken this critical resistance level. So that's what we have for upcoming weeks. I'll try to make some more technical analysis video for the upcoming week. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week.